Namaskar everyone. Welcome to Inkpot 1. Today we will discuss and learn chapter 3 of social science of class 6th. Chapter 3 is about in the earlier cities. Harappa was one of the oldest cities in the subcontinent. Earlier cities were divided into two or more parts. Usually part to the west was smaller but higher, which is known as citadel. Part to the east was lower but large. Very often, walls of baked bricks were built around each part. Nowadays, in society, we see walls are surrounding the society. Nowadays, important buildings may be office of DC, SP, MLA, MP, courts, etc. In some cities, special buildings were constructed on the citadel. For example, in Mohenjo-daro, a very special tank called Great Bath was built. This was lined with bricks, coated with plaster, and made watertight with a layer of natural tar. There were steps leading down to it from two sides. While there were rooms on all sides, water was probably brought in from a well and drained out after use. Nowadays, we can compare these by various ghats on rivers like Yamuna and Ganga, etc. Other cities like Kalibangan and Lothal had fire altars where sacrifices may have been performed. Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and Lothal had elaborate storehouses. Nowadays, Anaj mandis are there. Godowns of Food Corporation of India are there. We can compare them to the storehouses. Now let us discuss about houses, drains and streets. Houses were generally 1 or 2 story high with rooms built around courtyard as compared to today's trends of high-rise societies. Most houses had a separate bathing area and some had wells to supply water. Nowadays we see submersible pumps for supply of water in villages and in cities. Water supply from different jal boards depending on the area we see. Like in Delhi, we see Delhi Jal Board. Many of these cities had covered drains like we see in sectors today's. Each drain had a gentle slope so that water could flow through it. As the drains were covered, inspection holes were provided at intervals to clean them, like gutters we see nowadays. All three, houses, drains and streets, were probably planned and built at the same time, just like today's societies, be it constructed by DDA or some private builder. Now let us discuss life in the city. A Harappan city was a very busy place. Many terracotta toys have been found and many children must have played with these. New crafts in the city. Now let us look at some of the objects that were made and found in Harappan cities. Most of the things were made of stone, shell and metal including copper, bronze, gold and silver. Copper and bronze were used to make tools, weapons, ornaments and vessels. Gold and silver were used to make ornaments and vessels. Perhaps most striking finds are those of beads, weights and blades. Harappan also made seals out of stone. These are generally rectangular and usually have an animal carved on them. The Harappans also made pots with beautiful black designs. Cotton was probably grown in Mehergarh from about 7000 years ago. Thank you.